Do you recall how the sites were chosen?
They were chosen principally because of the Institute of Arctic Alpine Research was doing at that time when I was first involved. The Arctic Alpine Institute had been operating for several years with weather stations. They had three. They had A1, A2, A3, with one being a ridge top or an open, and then two of them being, I guess, on different slopes. Mm. And these areas were selected because of all of the data that was available, and there was a great spirit of cooperation between Arctic Alpine Institute and that first initial study that was begun. And it was a grand period, and there were quite a number of students that were involved with the project. Some that I know of at least one who completed a PhD, Dr. Van Horn, Don Van Horn. And there were a number of master's degree students. I had completed my master's degree before that project started, and I think that's the reason I was selected as a technical associate, I believe, or research associate with Dr. Alexander. And we selected the area. Well, he was the one that was there on site and determined. And we went from A1 all the way up to D1, which was up in the tundra on Niwot Ridge, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And at Niwot Ridge, there was a shelter, sort of a little place that was, I don't know what you would call it. It wasn't big enough to be an RV. It was the D1 was the highest elevation, and they were selected, I think, to encompass and select from sample of collecting it, and I think they were all from the same type of slope or elevation. Well, not the same elevation, but the same type of pattern that would be the same at different elevations as to your selection as to where it was, and the general nature of the site as to whether it was a meadow or an open clearing or an old cut-over area with an old lumbering camp there at Hills Mills, which is being used right now, right?
Yeah, it's still a weather station.
It's being sampled right now.
Yeah. Well, and so they also sampled, they went up to D1 as well. And I think that little shelter is still there.
Oh,
yeah.
That shelter, there were students that would service those and collect the data, the reading of the weather instruments, no matter what the season or weather or temperature at the time. They were out there religiously running these weather samples, and I know that Dr. John Marr was involved with some of these.
Yes.
And I had the good fortune to be in one of his classes on plant communities. We even did increment borings of trees to see, to look at the different clustering or pattern of growth of the plants that were in those areas.
Mm-hmm.